Dave on Facebook. Do you gentlemen see Judkins as a 3-down back, or will he alternate series with Jerome Ford? I think Jerome Ford barely touches the field this year.
Correct.
Unless barring injury. I think Judkins is clearly a 3-down back, and I think Dylan Sampson is potentially a 3-down back.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a lot of how they handled Chubb, Kareem Hunt, where it's not necessarily Judkins comes in for first down, second down, Sampson's in on third. It's going to be, this is Judkins' series, this is Sampson's series. And Jerome Ford will be your 3rd down back to come in and spot these guys in passing situations and stuff like that. But I think Judkins and Sampson are both leaps and bounds better than Jerome Ford, even as receiving backs. Even though Quinshon Judkins didn't do it a ton at Ohio State, I still think because they had Travion Henderson, I would still say he's just an all-around better player and better athlete than Jerome Ford, and you're not going to take them off the field a lot to put Jerome Ford in. So Quinshon Judkins is a million times a 3rd down back because he was at Ole Miss. You know what I mean? He only became a guy who split carries and stuff like that when he went to Ohio State.
True.
So was Dylan Sampson at Tennessee. You know what I mean? He
was behind guys, and then he became a workhorse last year in his last season at Tennessee, and they handed him the ball way more than probably anybody expected them to, and he shouldered the load and delivered. So I think having those two in tandem is going to be very effective.
I agree.
And I do not think this has any – Jerome Ford should not be in this question, like you said. Passing down specialist. That's going to be it for Jerome Ford. I think, would he have 8 carries as a rookie? How many carries did Dearness Johnson get behind Hunt and Chubb?
Didn't he start that one Thursday night game?
Yes, I was there with John Nye and Katie.
That's right, yeah.
It's one of those things, too, where running back is the easiest position, I think, to transition to from college to NFL. The biggest hurdle running backs seem to have is in pass protection. So as long as both of these rookie running backs can nail down that, I think it's going to be them. Steady diet of both rookie running backs, and Jerome Ford will be there as a break glass in case needed kind of thing.
Yeah, the only reason we saw so much Jerome Ford the last 2 years because out of necessity. We had lack of options. We had nobody else. We didn't invest in the position whatsoever.
And I've been he's had some nice moments, but the inconsistency of Jerome Ford and just he gives you nothing extra. Yes, the offensive line has been not great the last 2 years. But this is the NFL. It's not going to be blocked up perfect like you drew it up in practice every time. At some point, you need your starting running back in the NFL. When it's blocked up for 1, he gets you 3. When it's blocked up for 3, he gets you 8. If it's blocked up for 8, it's a touchdown. You know what I mean? And Jerome Ford is basically, it's got to be blocked up for 8, and he'll get you in the 8. Or more. He'll bust it. But if it's blocked for 1, he's getting 1 or 0. If it's blocked for 3, he's getting 1. You know what I mean? Like he's not getting you anything extra. Has he ever broken a tackle?
So sure, here's a lot of people, maybe somebody in the chat will say, but they'll point to last year and say he had 5 yards a carry. He averaged 5 yards a carry, guys. He was very efficient. He was very effective. So he had 565 total yards last year. I found this stat. 200 of those yards came on 4 runs. So that means outside of that, he had 100 carries for 366 yards. That's 3.6 yards a carry. Not good.
No, and some people are like, well, you can't take out all of his good runs.
You can when they're 70 or 80 yards.
Well, and so take out his top 5, his best 5 runs, and take out his worst 5 runs and see what his average is.
You can't, because for that to even matter, he would have to have a negative 80-yard carry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because his longest yard. He would
still average out. Take out his top 5 and then his worst 5. His top 5, his average would still plummet down into the 3s.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But I'm just saying,
we're saying the same thing.
Yes, take out his best 5 runs. So if you don't want to say you can't take away his 80-yard runs because those are still runs. Yes, I get that. But if you want to get a more accurate picture of the kind of running back he is, take out his best 5 runs and his worst 5 runs and see what his average is. And that's going to be more of the kind of because we don't judge people at their best or their worst. You know, like what do you do consistently for me? And he's just not a starting every down NFL running back in my opinion.
No, he's not.
He's a nice change of pace, guys. You know, get him the ball 5 times.